Wearmouth is a 2020 horror novel by James S. Murry and Darren Wearmouth. I don't like spooters. Yeah, I'm not a fan. But Jenny, you're literally playing Kill It With Fire in the background of this video. That has spiders in it. Listen, I'm not gonna dump the finer details of my phobia on the internet because, unlike some people today, I don't feel the need to advertise to the world a step-by-step process by which one can send me into a screaming, vomiting panic attack. I'll simply say that there are very specific aspects of a spider that make my monkey brain go into hyper-crisis panic mode, and about 95% of that phobia is visual. So spider horror fiction is a go. I'm doing a recommendation more so than a review for this one, so I'm going to keep the details relatively vague so that you might benefit from reading the book with as few spoilers as possible. The summary reads as follows. Megan Forrester has barely survived the unthinkable. 6 months ago, she witnessed a horrific accident that killed her husband and son and lives with the guilt of knowing she could have done more to save them. Now, Megan hopes to mend the pieces of her broken spirit by attending a local church group's annual camping trip. But the church group members, riddled with dark secrets of their own, make a catastrophic navigational mistake, leaving them stranded in an untouched canyon in the West Virginia National Forest. Isolated from any chance of help or rescue, Megan and the others quickly realize why this side of the canyon has never been surveyed by mankind. It's home to a terrifying prehistoric arachnid that patiently stalks its prey through even the slightest movement or vibration in the forest, and it's desperate for a meal. Grief-stricken and haunted by her tragic loss, Megan now faces her ultimate test of endurance. Can she outwit a bloodthirsty creature hell-bent on ensuring that no one gets out alive? When a single wrong turn can mean death, she only has one option. Don't move. As the summary suggests, the story primarily follows Megan, a woman recovering from the loss of her husband and son in a freak accident. She goes on a camping trip into the West Virginia wilderness with her church as part of an attempt to heal from her trauma. The group head out into the woods, and suddenly people start to disappear. It's a spider. It's prehistoric arachnid means big ass fucking spider. I think we can tell from the cover of this book that it's a goddamn giant spider, right? Aragog's back and he's pissed. So, this is a creature feature horror book, a slasher story with a beast at the heart of it. You got a cast of characters and several of them get picked off by a spider the size of an SUV throughout the story. Maybe someone survives at the end, maybe a couple of people survive at the end, or maybe no one does. I don't know, man. Go read the book for yourself if you want to know so bad. The book is only 250 pages long, and you'll find that things move pretty quickly once they get into the woods. Again, the premise of the book is pretty straightforward in the marketing, and the authors know it. They don't waste time in going, oh, giant webs in the woods, and on the cover of the book, what could the monster be? A moth, maybe? Perhaps an overgrown mutant bunny rabbit? Nah, we get to the point pretty quickly. The tension stays nice and tight for most of the book. Nobody feels safe. The authors are talented at keeping you wondering when the spider is going to drop in next. When it does show up, it's some good old-fashioned creature feature chomp chomp. I'll say that this isn't the goriest book I've ever read in my life, but that's made up for the fact that there's some detail put into how spiders eat their prey, and yeah, my arachnophobic ass is terrified. You better believe it. I should mention, too, that there's a win-win scenario here. For those of us terrified of spiders, all of those glorious descriptions of their big, hairy, scuttling bodies will provide a horror experience unlike any other. And for those of you who enjoy spiders, you get to read a book about one of your favorite creatures, now in economy size! The characters themselves are pretty good. Obviously, a chunk of them are basic cannon fodder, but you have a core few that were clearly had better odds of survival than the rest. Megan was a decent lead character, basically intelligent with good character development. I liked her well enough as a person, and I was rooting for her throughout the course of the book. Ricky, who's basically the secondary protagonist to Megan, was a pretty fun perspective to read. He's kind of this gangster, tough guy who gets himself into some shit, and that's why he's with the church group, and he's planning on pulling some stuff, but he ends up being better than he initially believes himself to be. So you get some nice character development with him. I should mention, too, that if the authors' names sound familiar to you, it's because they're the Impractical Jokers, from that prank show. I'd heard of them before the book, but I didn't know it was the guys from the show when I actually picked it up. I mean, obviously, Impractical Jokers, well, I've never seen the show, so I don't know, but it's a comedy show, it's a prank show. I wouldn't think of their names in connection with a horror book. But they've done a couple of books together now, so if you're interested or you're really into the Impractical Jokers and you want to give them some more, money, check them out, because they've got some other stuff out. I haven't read it yet, but if this is any indicator, it must be good. So yeah, I definitely recommend Don't Move. It's a solid creature feature book with something that is guaranteed to freak you out if you're not a fan of the spooters.